Tradition is the transmission of customs or beliefs from generation to generation, or the fact of being passed on this way. Debates have sparked off on whether modern society should be free from all tradition values. As Michael once said, you don't really need modernity in order to exist totally and fully. You need a mixture of modernity and tradition. Therefore, disagree that tradition do not have a place in society as
Traditional marriage ceremonies in Himachal Pradesh. Wedding in Himachal Pradesh takes place with different wedding ceremonies. When the match is to be found, good and settled, a ritual gift called tikka is sent. The groom and his family members are invited to tea by the bride's family. The marriage meeting is accompanied, along with ritual songs, being sung along with the distribution of sweets on the account of happiness in prime wedding ceremony. On this ritual, both the concerning families exchange chung, rice wine, and close relatives are happily invited as they participate in the wedding ceremony. Date of the marriage is fixed with consultation with the priest. The bride and the groom are taken in palanquins except from the Lahul area. The girl is requested to touch her father's feet at the time of departure. The day when the bride enters the new home, a haven is performed as per the guidance of priest. The bride is asked to cook kheer, rice pudding, which is served to all the gathering by relatives who in turn bless her. At Feroni, the ritual of returning bride after a first visit from father's house. The bride and the groom are welcomed with great joy and are fed with sweets and butter. Two kinds of marriage ceremonies take place in Himachal Pradesh. Number 1. Orthodox form. This is usually conducted with Hindu rituals. It is called as Bharni in upper classes. In lower classes, this is also called as Saghai or Sotha, also known as Bhanda Dena in Chamba and Barana in Mandi. Number 2. Bhata Sata. It includes interfamilial exchange. No money is exchanged, but marriageable boys and girls are exchanged. Number 3. Pair Bandai or touching the feet. It is another custom which helps introduce the bride to her friend's family. In this, the bride first offers the close relatives a gift of money and then covering her hands with the edge of a sari, touches their feet. She is then blessed by the elders to be well loved of a husband and produce sons. I hope this presentation helped you to understand more about Himachal Pradesh. Thank you.
Traditional wedding of Kerala. Kerala have three kinds of wedding rituals: Nair weddings, Syrian Christian, along with other Indian forms of weddings. It is interesting to see how each wedding is in some way similar to the other, but very different too. The traditional Hindu wedding is divided between Nair weddings and the normal Hindu weddings. A very typical Hindu wedding is basically very simple in both style and attire. During the marriage, there are few very important rituals and they happen to be common for all kinds of Hindu weddings. The tying of thali, the kanyadanam, where the girl's father gives the bride to the groom, the giving away of clothes, and finally the drinking of sweet milk marks the various rituals of a typical Kerala Hindu wedding. In case of the Christian weddings, exchange of rings marks the completion of the marriage ceremonies. Signing in the marriage register solemnizes the marriage for both kinds of marriages. The bride wears the traditional Kerala sari for the wedding. The sari, which is the famous Kerala Kasav sari, is plain white with a golden border that makes it appear beautiful in every way. In Christian weddings, the bride wears a beautiful and charming white gown and the groom wears a suit made of white. The serene beauty of Kerala weddings lies in the white color. Modernity has replaced a few rituals here and there in a typical Kerala wedding. Though among the different wedding traditions, Kerala has still maintained the basic crust of ethnicity in the wedding rituals and customs, with a cocktail party to begin the marriage celebration with, and hiring wedding photographers and decorators to tastefully design the wedding decor and ambience. Weddings in Kerala have come a long way in terms of glamour and style. The wedding tradition has even captured the hearts of many across the world. Many people living in foreign lands have showcased this tradition in their movies and other cultural arts.
Himachal Pradesh has carefully preserved its multicultural heritage in its numerous fairs and festivals. The spirit of festivity is so contagious in this valley. This one true amalgamation of culture is so unique in this terrain. So, let's discuss two of the festivals in Himachal Pradesh. Losar. Losar, a religious festival of Himachal Pradesh to celebrate the uniqueness of Tibetan ethnicity in Himachal Pradesh. The New Year, according to Tibetan calendar, festival is celebrated over a span of 15 days, but its true grandeur is seen from February 24 to February 26. Losar has its roots in Tibetan Buddhism when the Lamas decided upon a date to celebrate an agrarian event. Historically, Losar marked the commencement of blossoming of apricot trees. Over the years, it emerged as the day marking the new year. Lamas light butter lamps signifying Buddha's enlightenment. Second one, Saso Festival. Bringing religious fervor and special ecstasy to the whole valley of Kinnaur is the ancient Saso festival. Being one of the beautiful festival of Himachal Pradesh, Saso rooted in the strong belief that during this time the deities ascend back to heaven for some time. Departure is considered a huge event. The locals in the valley follow strict rituals regarding the celebration. Baths in the hot springs or in the Satluj river, aiming at the cleansing their souls and bodies of every sin. Contrary to the rituals in the other regions of the country, people of Kinnaur Valley worship their god and goddesses thrice that day. According to the belief, the deities depart towards heaven. The celebration ends with traditional music and dance performance. So, these are all about the two main festivals in Himachal Pradesh. Thank you.
Onam. Onam is a popular festival celebrated in Kerala with a lot of enthusiasm and joy. The word Onam is derived from a Sanskrit word Shravanam. Onam is popularly called by various other names like Tiruvonam, Sravana Mahotsav, etc. Tiru is a term that is used for specifying things linked to Lord Vishnu. Tiruvonam implies the constellations of Lord Vishnu who threw the great ruler Mahabali to the underworld by his foot. People in Kerala celebrate Onam every year in the period between August and September. As per the Malayalam calendar, Onam falls in the beginning of Chingam, which is the first month of the Malayalam calendar. Onam is a 10-day festival that is celebrated by both old and young ones with high spirit. We Keralites celebrate Onam to mark the return of the great king Mahabali, who was thought to be the mighty king that ever ruled Kerala. People also believe that this king ruled the underworld according to the instructions of Lord Vishnu. King Mahabali was supposed to visit his subjects every year in the period that is called as Onam. Due to this reason, this period is an extravaganza for all Malayalis. Onakaligal is a game that is played by people at the Onam festival. Talapandu Kali is one of the favorite games among men that is played with a ball. People also indulge in archery. Women practice in several cultural dances. One of the popular traditional dances is Kaikottikali or a clap dance. Another significant folk dance form is Tumbi Tullal that is performed in circle. Women dance and pay tribute to King Mahabali. One of the important highlights of this festival is Ona Sadhya. It is a grand feast prepared by the households and presented on a banana leaf on the day of Tiruvonam. This is an elaborate 9-course meal that comprises a minimum of 4 to 5 vegetables. The number of vegetables used for the preparation of the meal differs from one household to the another. Onam is viewed as the national festival of Kerala. The exciting ceremonies linked with this festival contribute towards making the Onam celebration spectacular.
The term flock suggests people belonging to different groups which shared a common factor, language, religion, culture, and tradition. The knowledge of such kind of traditions and culture is known as folklore. The very nation of folk rises up the feeling that it belongs to the field of illiterate and marginalized people. It is a fact that oral tradition on which the folklore is based. Somehow, people could not decipher the implicit meanings in the stories, proverbs, jokes, and riddles. The folklore theories endeavor to delve into the deep rooted meanings of folklore and attempt to find out the origin of folklore.
Kathakali. Kathakali is one of the most popular dance forms not only in Kerala but also in India. This 300-year-old classical dance form has its own magnitude due to its unique dance movements, substantial mudras, remarkable costumes, and spectacular presentation of human emotion through expressions. The most attractive part of this art is that it has 5 types of makeups with paints of different colors, which is known as Vesham. Each type of Vesham signifies a special character in the dance. These are Pacha, Katti, Miruku, Kari, and Tadi. Mythological characters are played in the dance dramas of this art form. Mohiniyattam dance form is very elegant classical dance form of Kerala. This ancient dance form is said to have its roots in temples of Kerala, as it is used to be performed by Devadasis in temples, and this was the reason why it is called Dasiyattam before centuries. In the solo performance, a woman dresses herself in a dazzling costumes and jewelry and captivates the audience with her elegant dance movements and interesting expressions. This dance form has gained so much popularity in the last few years that many people from different parts of the world had started taking classes in this dance form. Theyyam. The most interesting fact of Kerala art form is that the majority of these have evolved from the temple rituals involving the mythological stories of gods and goddesses. Theyyam is one of these types of rituals of North Kerala, which is said to have 400 variations. This art form is presented with the performers dressed in exotic makeup and vibrant costumes to the tunes of various musical instruments like Chenda, Vekuchenda, Kurumakudal, etc. Many temples of Karivallur, Kannur, Nileshwaram, Cherukunna, and many more places hold Theyyam performance every year. Autumn Tullal. This art form is famous for its unique presentation but also for its entertaining factor. This ancient art form is used to be presented to criticize the kings and leaders of the society in a humorous way. The solo performer wears green makeup and elaborate costume and entertains the audience with hand movements, expressions, and jumping to evoke laughter from the audience. Autumn Tullal needs attention to be preserved as a in this modern era. Kudiyattam. Kudiyattam is a famous temple art form. It is a drama which is presented by both men and women together. This art form is based on Natya Shastra, wherein the male performers from the Chakyar community and the female performers from the Nangyar community perform inside the temple for 6 to 20 days. The main attraction of this art form is that the recitations of Sanskrit verses with musical backgrounds of drums. Nangyar Kutha. This solo performance, which has been a traditional art form for more than 1000 years, is very famous art form of Kerala. In this dance performance, Sri Krishna Charitam is presented by a female performer in the temples. This performer is known as Nangyaramma. Mudras and facial expressions of the performer entertain the audience throughout the performance. This art form can be enjoyed at some famous temples like Kudal Manikyam, Sri Krishna Temple, etc.
Dances of Himachal Pradesh. The traditional dances of Himachal Pradesh are varied and complicated. These dances are a vital part of tribal life. It reflects the culture and the tradition of Himachal Pradesh. Hardly any festival there is celebrated without dancing. Himachal Pradesh, the land of God, also known as Dev Bhumi, and as there is local deity which is worshipped by all villagers, and that deity take care of each and every person of village. There is no better way to please God than to dance for them. Dancing, it is believed that when done with the body and soul, gives you direct connection with Almighty. So one of the most prominent folk dances of Himachal Pradesh is Dangi. It is based on one of the oldest folklores in Himachal Pradesh. This dance primarily involves female dancers. Another one is Channak Cham. This dance is performed by the Buddhists in the monasteries and is performed once in 3 years. It is famous for its vivacious headgear, costumes and masks. Chainta. This dance gives energy to dancers and is said to make the dancers even bolder as they face the hardships in life. It is commonly practiced in the Kumaon district of the Himachal Pradesh. This dance form is the most famous among the dancers and it is formed by both men and women. Next one is the most popular one. It is also known as Nati. There are various forms of this dance varying region by region amongst the folk dances from Himachal Pradesh. Some of the popular ones include Kulu Nati, Kinauri Nati, Gaddi Nati, Shimli Nati and so on. So that's all about the dances of Himachal Pradesh. Thank you for watching. Kerala folk songs. Kerala is musically known for Sopana Sangeetam. Sopana Sangeetam is a form of classical music that originated in the temples of Kerala. Sopanam is religious in nature and developed through singing invocatory songs at the Kalam of Kali and later inside temples. Folk songs sung orally speak of the stories behind different regions of Kerala. The lyrics sung based on the regions are transmitted to the next generation orally. The origins of folk songs can be traced to the vocation of the people. Music of the song is in consonance with the job performed by the people. Similarly, fisher folk, boatmen, they take their own songs. Vil Patter, Mapila Patter, Vadakan Patter have stood the test of time, sung without the support of instrument, no doubt. These songs are popular and appreciated. Sometimes 1 or 2 instruments are played in some folk songs. The music of Kerala has a long and rich history. It is not the same as Malayalam poetry, although most of it is poetry driven. Kerala has a rich tradition in Carnatic music, songs performed by a major part of early Malayalam literature. The most basic branches are classical music, which is primarily Carnatic music oriented, and popular music. So that's all about Kerala folk songs. Thank you for watching.
Himachali folk songs. Himachal Pradesh has its own identity for its rich culture of music and dance. It is the integral part of the life of Himachalis. There is no classical form of music in the state, but plenty of folk songs can be heard which are best performed by the people of a particular area. The folk songs of Himachal Pradesh lure through the green valleys. They are indirectly around daily chores and a retreat after a hard day's work. The state of Himachal Pradesh encompasses within its vicinity many more remote areas. Such areas use traditional ways of living far from modern day hustle and bustle. For these simple people, simple are the ways of life, simple is their music. Most of the Himachali folk songs require no such instruments to accompany. They are sung to the heart's delight that renders the uniqueness. The emotions burst out in them for making the song soul-touching. The music and dance of the state is mainly religion-oriented, where gods are invoked during the festivals by singing and dancing. This practice has continued since ancient times. The subject matter of the folk songs of Himachal Pradesh varies largely of romance, chivalry, and changing seasons but loss, separation, eagerness for one's love are common themes. Sometimes the songs are accompanied by dance, which may mean community dances too. Important festivals, rituals, fairs, and onset of seasons are perfect reasons for the beautiful rendering that is so peculiar to Himachal Pradesh. The tunes and melodies blend perfectly with the people and places as it reverberates through the mesmerizing landscape. The folk songs are full of charm. People gather in a circle in village fairs and dance to the tune of these songs. Folk songs may be associated with history, religion, culture, customary, life, etc. But most of the songs sung in Himachal Pradesh are associated with love ballad, heroic ballad, praise of God's seasons, and social recreation. These songs can be sung in solo or in a group of many. The Junju Sukhrit, the Ropshu songs, the Mohna of Bilshapur, the Jhori of Sirmor, the Laman of Kulu, the Ghangi Tapi are some of the folk songs sung in Himachal Pradesh. I hope this presentation helped you to understand more about the folk culture of Himachal Pradesh. Thank you.
Historical importance of Kerala. Kerala is first mentioned in a 3rd century rock inscription left by the Mauryan Emperor Ashoka. In the last centuries, this region became famous among the Greeks and Romans for its spices. During the first 5 centuries, the region was a part of Tamilagam, the territory of the Tamils, and thus was sometimes partially controlled by the Eastern Pandya, Chola dynasties as well as by the Cheras. According to local Christian tradition, St. Thomas the Apostle visited Kerala in the same century. Much of Kerala's history from the 6th to the 8th century is obscure, but it is known that Arab traders introduced Islam later in the period. Under the Kulashegara dynasty, Malayalam emerged as a distinct language, and Hinduism became prominent. The Cholas often controlled Kerala during the 11th and 12th centuries. By the beginning of the 14th century, Devi Varma Kulashegara of the Vanad kingdom established a short-lived supremacy over southern India. The era of foreign intervention began in 1498 when Vasco da Gama landed near Calicut. In the 16th century, the Portuguese superseded the Arab traders and dominated the commerce of the Malabar coast. Their attempt to establish sovereignty was thwarted by Zamorin of Calicut. The Dutch ousted the Portuguese in the 17th century. Marthandavarma ascended the Vanad throne in 1729 and crushed Dutch expansionist designs at the Battle of Colossal 12 years later. Marthandavarma then adopted a European mode of martial discipline and expanded the Vanad domain to encompass what became the southern state of Travancore. His alliance in 1757 with the Raja of the central state of Cochin against the Zamorin enabled Cochin to survive. By 1806, however, Cochin and Travancore, as well as the Malabar coast in the north, had become subject states under the British Madras Presidency.
So, let's talk about the history of Himachal Pradesh today. Himachal Pradesh was established in 1948 as a chief commissioner's province within the Union of India. The Himachal Pradesh history. The province comprised the hill district around Shimla and southern hill areas of former Punjab region. Himachal became a Part C state on 26 January 1950 with the implementation of the Constitution of India. Himachal Pradesh became a union territory on 1st November 1956. On 18th December 1970, the State of Himachal Pradesh Act was passed by Parliament and the new state came into being on 25th January 1971. Thus, Himachal Pradesh emerged as the 18th state of Indian Union. In earlier times, the area was variously divided among small kingdoms such as those of Chamba, Bilaspur, Baghal, and Dami. After the Gurkha War of 1815-16, it became the part of British India. Some evidences had been found that nearly 2 million years ago, man lived in the foothills of Himachal Pradesh. Bankana Valley of Kangra, Sirsa Valley of Nalagarh, and Markanda Valley of Sarmor are found to be the places where prehistoric man used to live. The foothills of the state were inhabited by people from Indus Valley civilization, which was flourished between the time period 2250 and 1750 BC. Before Indus Valley civilization, Koli, Holi, Dooms, and Snals used to live here. The famous war between the Arya king Devodas and Kirat's king Sambar is mentioned in Rigveda. King Sambar had 99 forts in mid-Himalayan region of modern Himachal. He had to lose the war which lasted for 40 years. So, these are some history about Himachal Pradesh. Thank you.